The bombs fell without mercy on Berlin. February 1945. Above ground, the Third Reich was dying, its capital crumbling into ash, its war machine grinding to a halt. But deep beneath the city, in the granite vaults of the Reichsbank, a desperate final operation had begun, the ultimate act of financial cleansing, an attempt to hide the terrifying scale of a continent's stolen wealth. Germany was bleeding. From the east, Soviet forces tore toward Berlin, street by street, block by block. From the west, American tanks rolled through shattered villages and burning cities. The skies belonged entirely to Allied bombers now, and every night the earth shook beneath their concussions. Yet, inside the Reichsbank, there was no surrender, only a desperate final theft. Nazi officials worked frantically beneath dim, flickering lights, the distant thundering of air raids a constant, deafening backdrop. Crates scraped across marble floors, steel doors groaned shut. Officers shouted terse commands over the din. They were emptying the vaults, not just of national reserves, but of the very marrow of Europe. This was the gold of Belgium, Poland, Holland, Greece, Austria, and Czechoslovakia, systematically stripped from their national banks. Coins, historic and mundane, pilfered from conquered nations. Priceless jewelry, ripped from the terrified hands of families. Wedding rings, pulled from fingers still warm. Gold teeth, extracted from the mouths of the dead. The Nazis had not merely conquered Europe, they had plundered it, down to its last gram, its last valuable artifact. Now, with defeat certain, Hitler's inner circle issued their chilling final command: move everything. Convoys, heavily guarded, vanished into the burning night, their trucks loaded with a fortune in stolen treasure. Some of it traveled to Merkers, a vast salt mine stretching for thousands of tunnels beneath the earth, the perfect hidden place. Here, enormous chambers were sealed behind thick walls. Inside, gold bars rose in towering, impossible piles, glinting dully in the workers' lamps. Sacks overflowed with foreign currency from every corner of Europe. Diamonds, priceless paintings, silver bullion, and ancient artifacts packed tightly into hidden rooms. And then, the personal belongings. Suitcases, children's toys, eyeglasses, watches, hairbrushes, gold teeth. Silent, chilling witnesses to unspeakable horrors. When American soldiers finally discovered this underground kingdom in April 1945, they stood speechless beneath flickering lights, unable to comprehend the scale. A treasure cave from myth. Yet, even then, something was wrong. Captured Nazi records hinted at a far greater fortune, an enormous amount of gold, simply gone. The trail led south, deep into the Bavarian Alps. As Germany splintered into its final weeks, an elite unit of Alpine troops received secret orders. Hundreds of sacks of bullion were loaded onto mules, then painstakingly hauled through steep, snow-choked passes deep into the remote mountains. Their mission? Hide the gold. This was no ordinary hiding. A desperate fantasy fueled it, a hidden Reich, a fanatical last stand, a final resistance waiting in the mountains until Germany could rise again. It never materialized. Hitler killed himself in Berlin. Germany surrendered unconditionally. But the gold stayed buried. For decades, whispers clung to the Alps like persistent mist. Old villagers spoke of buried treasure beneath forgotten hillsides. American veterans recalled intelligence reports of missing shipments that never appeared in official records. Treasure hunters, armed with fading wartime documents, crude maps, and clanking metal detectors, scoured caves and forests. They found tantalus and luz, a stash of silver coins buried beneath ancient tree roots, German ammunition clips corroding beneath moss, anti-tank weapons rusting silently in the soil, proof that soldiers had stood guard here protecting something valuable. But the main treasure, the bulk of the missing fortune, remained elusive. Meanwhile, investigators uncovered a deeper, more disturbing truth. The Nazi war machine had operated, indeed depended, on this very stolen gold to survive. Germany critically lacked many vital resources needed for war. To forge tanks, artillery, and aircraft, the Reich needed tungsten, steel, and fuel from neutral nations like Portugal, Spain, and Sweden. The payment? Gold. Swiss banks became the silent, complicit conduit. In Zurich, behind polished stone buildings and guarded vaults, Nazi bullion was quietly exchanged, its true origins obscured. Gold stripped from occupied nations, and, most horrifyingly, from concentration camp victims, flowed through Switzerland before being traded abroad. It was melted down, recast, its identity erased, made anonymous, clean. By the time it reached international markets, no one could truly prove where it had come from, or precisely who had died for it. Nowhere was this machinery of theft more industrialized, more horrifying than Auschwitz. Prisoners arrived at the infamous camp, ordered to abandon everything they owned. Suitcases piled high beside the tracks, overflowing with jewelry, money, photographs, cherished heirlooms, the last tangible fragments of their lives. Then they were separated. Most never survived the day. After the gas chambers, special SS units methodically searched through the victims' belongings, categorizing every item. Gold rings, watches, and other valuables were sorted into vast, chilling piles. Dentists, grim and efficient, removed gold teeth from corpses before the bodies were burned in the crematoria. Every gram mattered. The Nazis cataloged it all with terrifying precision. Names, numbers, the exact amount of gold extracted from each person. Even in death, the victims were systematically robbed. Years later, investigators discovered hidden records from Auschwitz documenting the Stental gold. Page after chilling page listed the dead, alongside the precise weight of gold removed from their mouths. Bureaucracy fused with evil. The industrialization of genocide was complete. So, where did it all go? Some historians still theorize portions of the gold rest in unconfirmed vaults beneath Switzerland, or in forgotten caches hidden across Europe's remote mountains and forests. But the vast majority of Hitler's lost gold likely vanished into the world itself. Melted, reshaped, its atoms scattered forever. A wedding ring, perhaps, passed down through generations, its provenance unknown, its gleam hiding a terrible past. A gold bracelet, sold decades ago in a bustling market in Lisbon or Stockholm. Coins, resting silently in private collections worldwide. Fragments of stolen history, hidden in plain sight, embedded within the global economy. This is the haunting legacy of the Third Reich's plunder, not a glittering hoard waiting to be found, but the ghost of shattered lives, the stolen wealth of murdered families, the very currency of genocide, invisibly woven into the fabric of our modern financial landscape. And perhaps, somewhere beneath stone and snow in the Bavarian Alps, a forgotten chamber still waits in darkness, sealed since the final days of the Third Reich, filled with gold no one was ever meant to find. A silent monument to an unspeakable crime, buried not just in the earth, but in the indelible memory of our world.